Campus protests worldwide, students getting involved all over in solidarity with Palestine. Welcome, Bert Brussen, podcaster and political commentator to Riks Europe.
Thank you.
So what are your views on the spreading of these campus protests worldwide?
Well, I think what we see here is a symptom of something that was already there for a long time. But it took some time. The people who do that, it's basically one side is radical left and the other side is Islamists. This Islam and political Islam. They were both already in society. I mean, you must know in Sweden, you know of that problem as well. And these people have now find a cause to get their word out and to protest about it. But I don't think it's just about Israel, just about Palestine. It's something bigger. It's against, as what they see, capitalism and free society and democracy. It's a big protest that was already there, and now we're feeling the real burdens of it.
And they say, the school semester is coming to an end, and some universities have, in fact, ended the protests, but more so by force, that police and so on have, cleared these protests out. But before this school semester has been coming so close to ending, it's been said that these protests could go on indefinitely until they get what they want. But now that we are in fact coming to the end of the semester, is it so that they will continue? Because the effect might not be quite as strong, the statement, if they're not disrupting the school activities, so to speak.
Maybe it's good we make a distinction between protesters who have this peaceful protest, and there's a hardcore group in the Netherlands. Let's take Amsterdam, that's the capital. You see, it's a hardcore group of 200, 300 people, but the total student population is about 40,000. So, that's maybe 1 promille of the total students. But what you see is that this hardcore group of 200, 300 people are responsible for the violence, are responsible for the organization, are responsible for the violence against the police. And these are also the people, they just want to create chaos. They just want to destroy the system. That's what they always say. They just want to destroy capitalism. So these people will go on and on and on. They always did, and now have found a bigger platform. But you will see the end of the semester, people go on holiday. A lot of the students who are now peaceful protesters, they're going on holiday, they're going to party again, etc. But these hardcore group will still exist, and they will seek everything. And as long as the conflict in Israel continues, and that will be a long time, I'm afraid, they will use it as a stick to whatever destroy they think must be destroyed.
So you mentioned making a distinction between the two groups. Why is it that media kind of puts it all into one for the perception of the reader or the viewer that all of these protesters are one group and not making the distinction that you mentioned?
Well, in the Netherlands, the media, and I say that I think that's basically the same as Sweden. 80% is quite left-leaning liberal. What you see is that the media just want to portray these students as peace-loving, protesting students. And when violence breaks out, they write something like, but there were provocations from right-wing students, there were provocations from Jews, etc., etc. So what they want is to create, it's just youth, it's just protest, the same as we did in the 70s with Vietnam. You see that now happening in America. They say we did the same in the 60s and 70s against war. They're just peace-loving students who just want to change things. So what's wrong with changing things? And that's the narrative these media want to propose. They want to say, it's good people are protesting because they are protesting against victims. They are protesting against oppressors. They are protesting against neo-colonialism. You probably know all these words. So there is no place to say, well, it's not just protest. It's also a hardcore group of hooligans. Exactly in the Netherlands, we had recently a building of the academia was occupied, and there were live streaming video. You could see someone all dressed in black and masked, of course. For some way, they're all masked, which is strange. If you are on the good side of history, you would want to be seen to everybody on the good side of history, but probably they know something doing wrong. That's why they're masked. You saw someone destroying a television, destroying coffee machines, etc., etc. Now it turns out that guy was a Palestine asylum seeker in the Netherlands. So he was just a pro-Hamas guy. He was just pro-Palestine who just wanted to destroy things and use violence as we are used to Hamas and pro-Palestinian. So that doesn't fit in the narrative the media wants to tell us. They absolutely not want to tell us, oh, you see, we are this kind to let in asylum seekers, and now indeed Palestinian asylum seekers are also the one perpetrating violence. They're also the one destroying the same country they are welcoming. That's not a narrative they want to share. So they want to. Yeah, how do you say that? I'm not that good in English, but maybe in Swedish I have a word for it. They want to polish it. So the reader and the listener are thinking, oh, they're just students. They just want to change the world for the best.
And that brings me to my next question, because you made the distinction there between the different type of protesters. But when you think of the peaceful protesters that so many have joined this force, what does it say about the state of the world for young people, as it seems that they say that the young people are feeling very anxious and worried, that so many people latch on? What does it say about the state of the world? Does it give a feeling of empowerment to young people to join these protests?
I think the best thing you can say about it is that these young people are the product of an education and how do you say that? The way they are raised by their parents, and the product of a society that for years, for at least 30 or 40 years, has told them that everybody is a victim, everybody is oppressed, that capitalism is wrong, that Israel is wrong, that Palestinians are always the victim, etc., etc. You can always see this in academia, especially in Amsterdam, the University of Amsterdam. It's a big university. It's almost famous for gender studies and neo-colonial text studies and liberal arts, etc., etc. What you learn in the liberal arts studies is the basis of all of that is people are all victims. And they should listen to you because you're a victim. And if you don't, oh, you have the right to complain. That's what we're seeing happening now with these people.
Thank you, Bert Brussen, podcast and political commentator, for being here.
You're welcome.
And thank you for watching Riks Europe.